Welcome to another edition of Talking Models. Today we're going to do a painting tutorial for Monster from the Woods, Dracula, sculpted by Jeff Yagher, and just truly a beautiful piece. I can't recommend this one enough. Put John Derry's information in here for you to reach out to him to pick one of these gems up. Castings were beautiful. If you watch my review of the kit, you'll get a really nice piece and one that'll fit beautifully in your collection of the Universal Monsters and Dracula in particular. So I'll let you take a quick look at this and then we'll kind of get into what I did to bring him to life. As you can see, Jeff's got a lot of detail that he sculpted into this kit. And as you go around and look, just a nice simple base with a broken archway, and just a beautiful kit, a beautiful sight to behold. Let me tell you, it's a 1/6 scale kit. As you can see, you get a lot of kit, and I will put John's information in there to see. So you can reach out and tell him you got to have one of these. So are you ready to find out what I did to bring him to life? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, let's go. I started by priming the complete piece with automotive gray primer. And I decided to start with the base. So I primed over the gray with the Stylorez black primer. That way I have a nice, deep, black starting point for the base as I begin to build up my colors. I base coated the ground using Freakflex Dead Guy Gray and the rocks with Freakflex Gravestone Gray. And then I pulled out my transparent black and began shading the ground. I came back in with the Gravestone Parlor Gray, introducing a third gray, and dry brushed the rocks and shaded the ground using Garage US Transparent Raw Umber and Garage US Transparent Dark Brown. That way I begin getting all my colors happening, getting them all tied in. You know, I wanted grays, I wanted browns, I wanted just dirtiness. And so with all those colors, the dry brushing and the introducing the transparent raw umber and dark brown, it just helped me to get there what I was looking for. Now for the archway, I pulled out some Delta Cream Coat Mudstone, and I simply just dry brushed over the black and just giving it just a nice dirty look to the archway, because I imagine it's very old and it's just kind of, the ruins of it is just laying there on the ground behind Dracula. So I started with the archway. I brought out some Garage US Transparent Rich Brown, and I kind of started shading the archway with that. Getting a little closer, just getting in all the cracks, the crevices, all the detail that Jeff has captured in there. And at that point I came back in and dry brushed some more highlights to the ground with the Freakflex Dead Guy Gray. Then, of course, you know me, I like quiet, so I quieted everything down with some transparent black. And I just, at that point, I dry brushed more highlights where needed. Archway, ground, little pebbles, the rocks. And it's that process. You dry brush, you quiet it, you dry brush, you quiet it. And believe it or not, the base was done. Onto the body of Dracula. I started with the cape. I base coated the inside of the cape using Garage US Dark Red and shaded it with the transparent black. So I wanted to try something different and give it a different look for the inside of the cape. So I pulled out some Garage US Iridescent Red and I misted the inside of the cape. And then I once again brought in the transparent black to shade in the areas of the cape. Now, for his shirt, I base coated that with Freakflex Banshees Gray and shaded with Garage US Transparent Payne's gray. And again, that's a process. You go back with your shading, you go back and build up the folds of the shirt. And I pulled out some body bag black to paint the outline of the inner cape. There's a real thin line that goes along his cape there, and I just simply hand painted that in. Now for the chain on the body of the shirt, I pulled out some Nair black, and I hit the lapel and the jacket with the Nair black. That way I've just got a little bit of a difference, just a little bit of a difference using that Nair black for the lapel and on the jacket. I've then pulled out some Anita black for the buttons on the shirt and on the jacket. Then I pulled out some Garage US Pearl Gold for the chaining and simply just lightly dry brush that over the chain, and because of the black, the gold just pops. Now for his little handkerchief, I pulled out some Freak Flex Ripper Red and just simply painted that in. And now for the lower body, I base coated the lower body using Delta Cream Coat Black and highlight it using Garage US Pun 13 Black. That's more, they call it Pun 13 for like a Punisher color. You know, you think of it like comic book, like a blues and the black. And I wanted something different from the pants, so it offset itself a little bit. And that Pun 13 worked perfectly. And at that point, I painted the shoes in with some body bag black. I then came back in with the Anita black and Freak Flex Nair black to highlight the shoes. A little bit of dry brushing, a little bit of detail work, just to kind of keep them black, but yet have them again a little bit different from the pants, a little bit different from the jacket, a little bit different from the cape. At this point, I came back in with the Nair black and the other two black variants to highlight the raised areas of the pants and of the jacket, if you will. And of course, I quieted all that down with some transparent black. You don't want things too loud. I do not like loud. So I wanted to quiet things down. And then the legs were done. Time to finish this one. Onto the arms and the head. I hit the head and arms using the Stylorez Gray. And then I started with the face and hands. And I pulled out some Freak Flex Rose Flesh for my base coat and highlighted all the raised areas with Freak Flex Pale Flesh. I shaded in the eye and mouth and other areas of the face using Garage US Transparent Red, just to give it a, begin building up that distress look, getting the red in the mouth, and putting a little bit of flushness in his face, like he just enjoyed a quick snack. At this point, I added more highlights to the face using Freak Flex Suntan Flesh. At this point, I wanted to paint in the hair and the eyes, so I pulled up my body bag black and added more highlights to the face using Freak Flex Pale Flesh. That way, with the black, and I kind of see where my flesh tone's going and see how everything blends together. At this point, I came in with the Freak Flex Banshees Gray for the eyes and for the bow tie. Then some Garage US tongue was pulled out for the lower eyelid area and more shading to the face. So I pulled out the transparent Mars Red and just did some more shading, and at this point I painted in the eyes using body bag black. For the eye color itself, I wanted something striking, so I pulled out Garage US Pale Blue for the eyes and painted them in, leaving a hint of the black. And then of course I pulled out the body bag black and dotted in the pupil. And again, many ways to do that. I think on this one I did the toothpick technique. Take a toothpick, dip it in the black, pop it in the center of the eye, boom, you got your pupil. On to the arms. I base coated those flesh areas with the rose flesh, highlighted using suntan flesh, and base coated the arms jackets with Delta Cream Coat Black. I returned to the hands and highlighted the flesh using pale flesh and shaded using transparent Mars Red. And at this point I base coated the shirt sleeves using the Banshees Gray. I came back in with some Freak Flex Pale Flesh for final highlights and transparent Mars Red for more shading to the hands and tongue and for the fingernails. And base coated the ring with Body Bag Black. I finished off the ring using Freak Flex Silver Bullet for the insignia and Freak Flex Sunbird Red for the stone on the ring. So at this point I finished off the arms using Anita Metallic Black for the buttons on the sleeves, and I added more highlights to the arms using Freak Flex Nair Black. And just like that, the piece is done. So you can see it's just a beautiful piece. You know, I had seen, which kind of bothered me a little bit, I had seen some comments. An individual said that the body seemed too stocky or too short. And I disagree, dude. You know, this is just a beautiful piece. You know, you put things like the Universal Monsters into Sculptor's hands that have hit home runs all along the line. And Jeff Yagher always hits the Universal Monsters. So if you are looking for a Dracula piece, if you are looking for a new Jeff Yagher piece, Monster from the Woods has it for you. So I'm going to put John Derry's contact information right now. Reach out to him, tell him Troy from Talking Models sent you, and that you have to have one of these pieces. This is actually the first Dracula piece I've painted. Embarrassingly, this is my first Dracula piece in my collection. I do have the Blackheart Dracula wall hanger, so technically, but this is my first full figure, and this is a purchase that I do not regret. So, if you haven't subscribed to us, now's the chance. Hit that subscribe button and you're part of the Talking Models family. To get updates for new videos, new painting tutorials, and of course new reviews. And our next episode we're going to do a review of the new Yagher Army. Kit number 2, Jack Palance. Keeping that Dracula vibe. You won't want to miss it. So thanks so much for stopping in today to Talking Models. And as always, may the Lord bless your day.